Hey guys, Jesse New here. I just wanted to take a minute. I've been thinking for a long time about doing a sort of an informative video and trying to find something that I could do to give back to you guys that follow me and really help you guys out in any way possible. So I've been kicking around the idea for a while and finally decided to jump on it and start putting some videos on YouTube. And this will be the first of hopefully many to come. So this one's going to tackle storage, pun intended, I guess. Something that I've had a few people ask me questions about, how I went about storing tackle in the boat. And I've got a fairly small boat. I've got a Tracker 175. It's not built like some of the larger boats to just suck up tackle. So this year was the first year fishing out of it, especially tournament fishing. And I had a lot of hiccups along the way, a lot of learning curves that I've gone through, and definitely it was a learning year for me. So I'm going to start and show you a before picture and kind of video of how my tackle system was set up for this year, and then we'll do an after shot of what I'm going to do to change it up going into next year. So with that said, let's get started. I'll show you exactly how I had everything set up this year. So more or less I had everything broken down by just the type of lure and inside their own boxes. I've got everything sitting here, and you can see we've got Japanese topwater. That's some more of a kind of expensive topwater bait, some things I like to throw. That's the box you don't want to lose any lures out of for sure. Going down, we got jerk baits, umbrella rigs, frogs, topwater slash walk and pop, so that'd be any of your poppers, spooks, sammies, stuff like that. Buzz baits, and then mid and deep cranks at the bottom there. Also got one just specifically for chatterbaits. Had spinner baits moving over here, jigs, winter and spring crankbaits. That's more you're just getting away from your shad colors, going to crawfish and any of the reds and oranges. A lipless box, crankbaits in general. So that's going to be really, that was just the gamut of all the crankbaits that I had, mainly shad patterns. Here's some of the larger baits in this box with big buzz baits, crankbaits, large swim baits. You can see a Magnum spoon there, and then a hooks and weights box. So digging into this, specifically the hooks and weights, had literally every hook, worm hooks, swing heads, swim bait hooks, worm hooks here, treble hooks, shaky heads, drop hooks, a few larger style sinkers there, some wacky rig O-rings, Carolina rigging stuff here with swivels, beads, larger weights, more worm hooks, and then some flipping hooks over there in the corner. I don't do very much of that, but anyway, that was how it was set up this year in regards to the worm box. I won't go into every box in detail, but you guys kind of get the idea. Again, the crankbaits box was literally just tons of random. I mean, some old lures that I don't even throw anymore. There's some older Palas that are forever old. They're probably 15, 16 years old. I bought them when I first started fishing years ago. Just random things. I mean, a lot of lures that I know. This is one that my great uncle gave me. The hooks are rusted. There's still line left on there from when he first tied it on. It was more of a kind of a memento and a keepsake that I had, but something you don't want to keep, really. This is what I'm going to work to eliminate and build boxes and other things, places to keep that's not out with me every day, because it's just taking up space. I know I'm never going to throw it. I don't want to lose it, but I kept it in the box anyway. So again, that was how I had everything set up with my hard baits, and then the terminal tackle was very specific boxes for just what they were. Or I shouldn't say very specific, general boxes for what they were, whether they were lipless, whether they were crankbaits, hooks, jerk baits, and topwater, such and such. Any of my plastics I had in larger bags based off the type that they were. They were just in Ziploc bags here. Put some tape on there and labeled them with drop shots, wacky worms for clear water. I had Cincos for clear water, so that's going to be any pumpkin, green pumpkin, watermelon seed, any of that, those shades. Moving over, I had creature baits and stain water, so You know, any D-bombs that are black and blue or June bug or any of the colors that they use. So any creature style baits, just a bunch of random stuff. Any pearly tail worms and lizards for clear water. Paddle tails had their own bag. Grubs for clear water had their own bag. So that's how I kept all my soft plastics this year, was in Ziploc bags. And then once you got inside those bags, set this up real quick and show you. Man, that was my camera falling because I didn't put the leg out. Any of the creatures that were for sand water, once you got inside that bag, then you had, you know, rage tails and Okeechobee crawl, pit bosses, and any black or blue shades, more pit bosses. So you get the idea. Once you got inside the main bag that showed the type of water and the style bait it was, then the more specific baits were in there. So that was my setup this year. That was kind of how I went about it. Like I said, a lot of learning curves that I've gone through with rusted hooks, with not being able to find what I was looking for quick enough. Going back over to the crankbaits, you know, if I were looking for a certain style crankbait, I knew. But if my partner needed to get a bait out or was looking for something specific, you know, I had a mid to deep crankbait box, a crankbait general, a lipless, and a winter spring crank. So if I told him to get a Strike King 5 series, you know, he's got to figure out. I mean, he should know it's not a lipless, but then he's got to figure out if it's in the general box, if I'm talking about a winter or spring crankbait box, if I'm talking about a midsummer crankbait or what I called it. So it left a lot to guesswork, and that's really not something you want to do. I was watching a video that Aaron Martin's put out that talked about how you wanted to be specific in what you had, very specific, so that you know when you open a box, you know exactly what's in there. Once you get in there, it's labeled and you know exactly what you're looking for. So that's what I'm going for in the after video. I will hopefully have that up very soon. We'll may just run on the end of this one once I decide to dive in here. So anyway, guys, thanks for taking a look, and I will get back to you very soon. Thanks.